Hello and welcome back to the It's Joe YouTube channel, and we are here yet again to do another video, doing the video that literally every single football YouTuber does before the start of any season, and that is a Premier League prediction. I know this is going to cause so much controversy, and you know I've watched videos before on this and I've got annoyed at what they predicted, so I understand where you're coming from if you get annoyed, but it's just a bit of a joke really. We're just having a laugh and playing around, and I'm probably going to get... There's probably, maybe one or two that I'm absolutely certain on. The rest, I'm like, anything could happen. And yeah, it's just a bit of fun, so don't get too angry or whatever. But let me know what you think will happen in the Premier League this season. Who you think will get relegated, who will win the league, who's the dark horses, all that type of stuff. Let me know in the comments as always. But I've left it to as late as possible to do it. There's like a few days until the Premier League season. And when I upload this, there'll just be probably 24 hours till the first game of the season. So yeah, if you do enjoy this, then make sure to like and subscribe as always. And I mean, we're just going to get straight into it really. Hopefully you enjoy, and don't get too pissed off or angry. Okay, so we are here on Tier Maker. Now, I was just going to do it quite normally, how you'd normally do it, just list down. But I thought I'd spice up a little bit, and we'll get on Tier Maker. And I found this random one. Every one of the teams is completely jumbled up and messed up. So yeah, you know, I'm just going to go from 20th all the way up to 1st. And yeah, and you can see exactly what every single tier means. Obviously Champions top, 18th to 20th is relegation. So of course we're going to start off with 20th. And in 20th I have actually gone for Watford. And the reason I've gone for Watford is I mean, strengthening wise, haven't really done that. Who have they brought in? I think they brought in Danny Rose. They brought in Ashley Fletcher as well from Middlesbrough, who is a good striker. You know, he's a half decent striker, but Premier League quality to keep him in the league, I'm not really too sure. I don't really think they've done too well in the pre-season games either, from what I've seen. So I just think strengthening wise, I haven't really done too much. I think. There's Ismail Assar is probably their only real outlet that they've got. I think Troy Deeney will still score goals. He looks in really good shape. I still think he'll score goals as well. But will it be enough to keep him up? I don't think so. I just don't really think they have the squad. That's why I've gone for 20th. Someone had to be 20th. And apologies, Watford, it is you. But you knocked out the FA Cup, so I don't really care. But in 19th... I've gone probably a bit of a surprise, but I've gone for Brentford. Now we get a similar sort of thing really. I think just recruiting wise, I think they made a few decent signings. They've made some signings I've never heard of. They've signed Aya from Celtic, which I think is a very good signing, because I think Pontus Jansson is a good Championship defender. I don't think he'll be able to cut it in the Premier League. And again, I think Ivan Toney, I think he will score goals, but again, it's not really going to be enough to keep him in the league really. So yeah, I've got him to go straight back down, unfortunately. And the last team to get relegated, and I think this is going to be very close. I think there's quite a few teams who are very, you know, have a very good chance to get relegated, and I think it could go down to the last day. This, I'll be honest. And I've gone for Crystal Palace, just about, because I think they made, I think recruiting wise, I think they've done very, very well. I think Michael Elise, you know, I would have loved for someone like Wolves to go in for him, because you know I think he's a really good player, really good at Reading last season. Gehi as well, again a solid defender, still very young. Conor Gallagher as well, again a really good defender, and proved it in the Premier League as well. So I think recruiting wise, I think this is probably one of the best summers that Palace have had, or what I can think of. But I just think it's just Patrick Vieira really. I think they've had a good pre-season. I've seen a few of their results. I think they've had a decent pre-season, and I think they'll start off the season quite well. Obviously a new manager bounce, stuff like that. But I just think at the end of the season, I just don't really. I think it might fall off a little bit. It's just, I think Vieira is the only thing that's putting me off Palace staying up. But I think the teams that are in 17th, 16th, 15th even for me do have a big chance of getting relegated as well. But yeah, I think I've gone for Palace just about, but I'm still a bit unsure about Palace. I still think they could have a chance of staying up, but again, I've put them. They're going to get relegated. Put them to get relegated. Now in 17th, we have what I put Norwich. Again, a lot of people have said Norwich to go down, but again, I feel like they would have learned from the last time they was in the Premier League. Well, Farker especially would have learned from the last season in the Premier League. Obviously, losing Buendia is a massive loss, and that's a lot of creativity that they've lost from their team. But hopefully, Cantwell can step up and stay at Norwich as well for this season and create the chances that Buendia would have. Also, I think Rashica, Sargent they've brought in as well. Billy Gilmore also as well on loan. I think three very decent signings. I think Rashica is a really good player, and Sargent is a very good young American striker as well. So yeah, I think they would have learned, and I'm going to back Norwich. I think they actually might stay up. Again, I think it's going to be really close. I think only just they'll stay up, but I wouldn't really be too surprised if they did go down and get relegated again, because that is what Norwich do at the end of the day. Next up in we're in 16th, and I've gone for Southampton. Now, I mean, I'd done this list probably a few days ago, and I don't know. Again, it's one I'm still unsure about, because I genuinely could see Southampton get relegated, because I think Danny Ings is just a massive loss. I think without them, they have no real goals at all. And honestly, I think if Southampton lose James Ward-Prowse this summer, I would do a new video where I literally put Southampton as relegated. That's a whole video, because I think without James Ward-Prowse in that team, I just don't really think they have anything at all, any sort of quality at all. They brought in Adam Armstrong, which I think again is a very good Championship player. Again, unproven at this level, and with him and Che Adams as your main strikers, really, it's going to be very difficult. And there's also rumours about Vestergaard leaving as well, who is a very solid Premier League proven centre back as well. So that's going to be a question mark as well. So I put Southampton there, which is probably quite generous, because I genuinely could see them get relegated, because they just have such an average team, and if they lose Ward-Prowse, I think they're done, completely done. And in 15th, to finish off this tier, I have gone for Newcastle United. Again, I honestly can't think of anyone that they've brought in, to be fair, but I can't think of anyone that they've lost. They've still got Callum Wilson, they've still got some Maximan, Longstaff's, Dubravka's still there, Fabian Schär's still there, so they've still got their main team. And you know what? I think they'll just do quite average, really. I don't really think they'll have an outstanding season with Steve Bruce in charge. They're just gonna be a very average team with Steve Bruce there, which is why I put them in 15th for now. Moving on to 14th and the next tier, I've gone for Brighton. Again, this is probably quite generous, because Ben White is a big loss, but I don't know. I think they brought in a few players, but no one of high quality. And of course, there's rumours that Basuma could leave as well, who is a key to how they play and how Graham Potter wants to play and moving them forward. So yeah, I don't know. I think they'll have a pretty average season. I think that losing Ben White is a big loss to them. But again, I think Graham Potter. I like Graham Potter. I think he's a very good young coach, and I think they'll have just a steady season this season. Nothing too crazy. Next up is probably a bit of a controversial one. In 13th, I've gone for Everton. Again, I really like Rafa as a manager. I think he's a very good coach, very good manager. But from what I've seen from recruitment, for example, they brought in Boric. Did they bring in Boric? Who is it? Begovic. That's it, not Boric. Begovic. They brought in Townsend, brought in Damari Gray, and I think that's it for now. There might be some others I might have forgotten. And I think their last pre-season friendly was they got absolutely smashed by United, and of course it's a pre-season friendly, but the last pre-season game before the season, it's not going to give you a lot of confidence. And plus, Everton fans don't really want Rafa to be the manager either, so it's all a bit of a mess there. And I don't know. I thought they was going in the right direction under Ancelotti, but now that he's gone and James could be going as well, I think it's just a bit of a sideways / backward step. So I've gone for them in 13th. Probably a bit of a surprise, but again, genuinely, I could see this happening. I don't know. It just hasn't been going right. And in 12th place, I have gone for Burnley. Again, I don't think they've brought anyone in so far. Don't really think they've lost anyone big as well. So the same with like a Newcastle, really. I think they'll have an average season, and I think whilst Sean Dyche is there, there will always be a very solid mid-table club. But they do need to bring some players in because, you know, creativity-wise, Dwight McNeil is probably the only player that's really doing that. Vidya as well, done quite well at the end of last season. But I think they just need to bring some, I don't know, something a bit more different, because Burnley are very predictable, and just having someone a little bit different in there, maybe a new winger, might spice up a little bit and might push them up the league. But for now, I'll put them in 12th. And moving next into 11th, I've gone for my club, Wolves. I think right now where we're at right now, where we brought in 4 signings with Ait-Nouri. I think it's been okay right now. I think if we bring in a few more signings, we've been linked with Lekushlu. I think we'll bring him in, a centre back as well. I think I could genuinely see us maybe 10th, maybe around there. But I think having us to push to 7th like we had before, or 6th, it would be a bit of a push. And under a new manager, it's going to take a while for the whole team to gel right now. So I've gone for 11th, and I don't think that's too outrageous, really. I think just mid-table, just secure yet again, but improving on last season, and hopefully a bit more attacking, exciting football. We might lose some games, but I think we'll win a lot more as well. So I've gone for 11th. Just a very, very standard season, just keeping it very average for us this season coming up. Now in where are we at? We're in 10th, the last one of this tier, and I've gone for Arsenal. Again, they brought in Ben White, who's probably the main one. Again, very good option. I think I've rated Ben White as a very good centre back, and it's a position that they've addressed. But I think they have a lot of deadwood in that team as well, and again haven't really improved too much. And in their pre-season as well, they've been quite average as well. Haven't really seen too much. So I think it's just going to be an average season, straight down the middle, straight in 10th. Don't really think they're going to finish or threaten the European places that much, really. But we are moving into 9th now, and into the next tier. I've gone for Leeds United. I actually can't remember where they finished. Did they finish around 9th last season, I believe? I actually can't remember, but I think they'll be around 9th. Again, they've got a solid team, haven't really lost anyone. Brought in Junior Firpo as well, who I think is a decent signing. I think it'll be very good for them, improving, and Bielsa there as well. I think they'll be very good, not really threatening, just a very exciting team, and they're always fit, so I think they'll always be around that mid-table at least. And then moving into 8th, I have gone for West Ham. Now, West Ham was a weird one because I wanted to put them lower, because I just think with Europe this season, I just don't really think they will. I think they might fall off a little bit, like a Burnley did, for example. I think Europe, because like we've experienced Europe as a Wolves fan, and it is very tiring, just week in, week out. And I guess the pleasure that West Ham have is they don't have to go for the whole European qualifiers like a Burnley or we did. They just go straight into the Europa League group stages, which I think will benefit them a lot. But I think it'll take a lot out of the team, and I just think the depth at West Ham, they don't really have depth really. They brought in Areola, which is a very good keeper, and I do rate Areola a lot. But outfield wise, I just don't really think that they've strengthened enough and strengthened the squad enough to compete with Europe and the Premier League as well. So I think they'll drop off a little bit. I did kind of want to put them around 10th, 11th ish, but I still think they'll have a half decent season. I've gone for them 8th. So yeah, now in 7th I have gone for Aston Villa. Now I think a lot of people have predicted this, but I hate to say it, but Villa have a very good team, and yes, they've lost Jack Grealish, which I think is a huge loss to them, because at times he was pretty much carrying that team. But they've got a really good free for him, and I think they've improved it very well. Obviously brought in Buendia, they brought in Twanzebe, who I think is an underrated sign. I think he's a very good defender. Obviously Buendia, as I said, they brought in Leon Bailey, Danny Ings. I think there's another one which I'm forgetting about, but they are some very, very solid signings, and Premier League proven signings as well, which is always massive. And they genuinely have a really good team, and I don't really think with the signings they made, I don't really think they'll miss Grealish too much. And yeah, I genuinely think they've got a very good team, and I think they could push for them European places this season. But yeah, moving into where we at now, we're in 7th, we're moving into 6th, and we're gonna put Tottenham at 6th. Again, Tottenham, I kind of don't really want to put them there, because I kind of feel like they'll be in the 7th to 9th tier. I feel like they'll be there, but I don't know. It's very weird. I think if they lose Kane, but as I'm recording this right now, it looks like he's going to play the first game of the season for Tottenham. So it looks like they're going to keep him. But I think if they did lose him, I think they generally could drop down to an 8th, 9th, 10th place finish. But for now, I think under Nuno, I think they've got a good team. Son's just signed a new contract. They brought in Brian Hill. They've signed the player from Atalanta as well. I can't remember his name, but he's a very good player. And yeah, I think they'll have an average season, better than last season. Which is why I've gone for 6th for them. Next, we're gone for 5th, and that is Leicester. I don't know. Leicester's a bit of a weird one. I think the players, but I think Samare, very good signing. Ryan Bertrand, just a very safe option as well, free transfer, and he's going to be playing a lot of the season. Because I think Justin is still injured as well, so he's going to be playing a lot. And yeah, I still don't think Leicester will get top 4 in that Champions League that they've been looking for, because I just think the top 4 is just quite strong, and the top 4 have improved and just made a lot of very good signings this summer, and I think that's the only reason they won't finish in the top 4 is because the teams are better than them. I think that's genuinely just it. But yeah, I wouldn't really be too surprised. But yeah, I've gone for Leicester at 5th. And then in 4th, I have gone for maybe a little bit of a shock, but in 4th, I've gone for Liverpool. And yeah, I think of course, they haven't really, like I said before, they haven't lost anyone big or a big sign. They've still got the same team that they've had for the past 3-4 seasons, which is always good. And I think Van Dijk coming back, Joe Gomez coming back, I think will be huge for them as well. Just tighten them up defensively, because that's what cost them last season, was that defence. But yeah, I just don't think, I don't know. I could see them finishing 3rd, but also we'll put 3rd in right now. In 3rd, I've gone for Man United. I've gone for 3rd. I think Man United made some very good signings and signings that they needed. I think Varane, is a world-class signing, a world-class centre-back. Jadon Sancho, one of the best young players, one of the best wingers in the world at the moment, and they're 2 positions that are needed to address, and they've done that. The only thing that's not making me put Manchester United 2nd or 1st is just a manager. I think he's proven himself, and he's proved me wrong as well. I just don't think Ollie can take him to that next level, which is winning Premier Leagues, which is winning Champions Leagues. I think with him in charge, I just don't think they'll be that. I think they'll almost be there, but they won't win it, and that's the only reason I'm putting Man United 3rd. In 2nd place, we have gone for Chelsea. Again, haven't really brought anyone in. Obviously, Lukaku looks agreed, but as I'm recording this right now, hasn't been confirmed, so anything could still happen. But I think if they do bring in Lukaku, I think that is the one position that they desperately needed, was a striker who's going to put goals in and put the ball in the back of the net. And Lukaku is proven in the Premier League before and has been ripping it up in Serie A recently as well with Inter Milan. Yeah, I think if they bring in Lukaku, I think hands down, I think they'll definitely finish second, because I think anywhere else on the pitch, I think, you know, they're very, very solid. And yeah, I think they will finish second, but I think very obviously, and not really much of a shock, first and champions, I've gone for Man City. City are just a bit too good. And now Grealish has come in. Grealish is just like, he's a world class player, and he's a very good player. And bringing him in, and if they brought in Kane, then I think it's at least 100 points they're going to get, at least with Kane and Grealish in that team. But yeah, I think no shock there really. I think everyone would have thought it, and yeah, that is why I gone for Man City to finish top of the Premier League this season. So yeah, that is it. That is my Premier League predictions completely done. Of course, it's just a bit of a laugh really. We just try and predict them, have a bit of fun. So don't get too serious about it. But let me know what you change about it in the comments down below, as always. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe as always. A lot of new content coming out over the new Premier League season, all about Wolves, all about the Premier League completely. So yeah, make sure you stick around for that as always. I appreciate the support on the channel recently. Really means a lot to me. My Twitter and Instagram are down below, so go follow them. Yeah, hopefully you all stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Calls me day and night. I'm sorry, girl, you just don't make me feel right. I never meant to make you cry. You were right. Just leave me be. I'm not gonna put up a fight. And every time